Hi, this is the Songbird cooking, and I'm always cooking. So today I got some liver right here. I didn't have any energy earlier. I just completely felt, since last night I felt it. So like if you can't get an orange or a cup of orange juice or whatever, then, a good piece of liver will help you for energy. You know, you don't have to take speed or any other kind of pill to get energy, except maybe a vitamin if you don't like liver and you don't like oranges or any other kind of fruit. You can, I guess, take a vitamin, B12. B12 is really good for energy, natural energy, not something like speed or, that will make you have problems later. Or nicotine, caffeine. Caffeine gives you quick energy, and then it exhausts you worse than you were, you know, before you needed energy, because that's just I don't really understand the full amount of. I don't know the words to tell you, but it's true. You can look it up. So right now, again, I'm using Aunt Jemima cornmeal mix, because it's cornmeal and flour, to coat this liver. You can see there's seasoning there. That was this cayenne pepper, um, Louisiana style cayenne pepper. Because what I would do before, I would make the liver, and I would put hot sauce on it. It just makes it more tastier for me. A lot of people don't like liver, but you just gotta make it taste good. It's just one of those things that it just doesn't just naturally taste good. Some stuff you can make, like a big T-bone steak, and with no seasoning, it will taste delicious. But everything's not that way. Sometimes you can bake a piece of chicken. You can put a piece of chicken in the oven, and if you do it just right with a piece of foil paper with no seasoning, and it will just taste really good naturally. Well, liver's not one of those things. Liver is definitely not one of those things. It's not. Liver is something that you have to make taste good. That's just how it is with the liver. So basically, I'm getting some stuff off the top of my oil, because my cooking oil, because the other day I made a meatloaf, which was actually last night. I made a meatloaf, which I did not film because I had no energy, and it was delicious. And I poured the juice from the meatloaf into my cooking oil, again because I had no energy, and it is oil, but see, it made a gooky mess on top of my oil when it heated up, which is probably, like I said, the juice. You can't mix. Well, the difference is it's hamburger juice, so it's oil and juice, but it's a sticky mess. I didn't like that on top of my oil. I didn't like the way it looked, and I was not gonna put my food in there, as you can see on the fork. So I'm just kind of getting that out of there. Actually, it's like a broth, and like an oily based broth. So there's so much more than that on top. I don't like that, and I was just so exhausted, but I knew I had to put something inside of me. See that? I don't like that in my oil. Getting back to this. And that heat up. What it does, actually, it doesn't harm anything. It just doesn't let the meat fry and make a crust the way it should, or whatever. It'll make it like, it just doesn't come out right. I did it when I was younger, and it just doesn't do it. If you're trying to fry something, or you're trying to stew something, it's two different things. If I want to stew something, I wouldn't use a pan full of oil. So that's what I'm saying. It's just no good once it gets like that. If you leave it in there, your food can't come out the way it should. So, when I made some chicken the other night, I used this mix, this cornmeal flour mix, and I was told, I have tasters, you know, and I was told that that chicken was slamming, is the words that I heard. That chicken is slamming, which is, means it was delicious. Okay. Which I knew it was because I tasted a piece as soon as I was done, and God knows it really was. It was so good. That was the best crust I've had that I've made in a really long time. I mean, years. That's how good it was. You know, it takes a whole lifetime to become a great, great, great cook. I mean, a 100% great cook, not just a, oh, she cooks good cook, you know. The 100% cook. And clean this mess up before I can't get it clean. Or it'll take too long to clean it and hard. That's a gooey mess right there. I got some Dawn to clean this sink out. From that mess I just put in the sink. It's horrible. Let's see, with some hot water and some Dawn, it'll be just right. Just good again. Get my sink clean. I like my sink to be very clean. Clean as possible, you know, because I want to put my food. You know, I still use a plate when I put it in the sink. I don't care, but I want to clean that gooey mess up that came out of it. From the oil from the meatloaf. Back to this. So I got some cayenne pepper, some green sazon mix on here. So I have a lot of seasonings that black people use, and Italian people and Indians. You know, it's just all around seasoning, that sazon. The green top, not the orange or the yellow top. Not that I have anything against those, but I think if you have high blood pressure or anything, which I don't, you definitely better not use that yellow or that orange top. The green top, it has no salt in it, as far as I can see. I didn't read all of it, but I can't taste any salt in it. It's only a lot of good seasonings, some dried veggies, you know, like peppers and stuff. I like that. So, this is going to be that liver that somebody cooked, and, you know, and when you taste it, you go, oh my God, this is delicious. What is this? And, you know, somebody gives it to you and they don't tell you exactly, ooh, that it's liver. And you taste it and you go, oh my God, this is good. It's so good, you know. That's what kind of liver I make. You know, that it's that good, you know. That good. So delicious. You know. And that's how I like to do it. Now, what you see me doing is checking the bottom of the pan, because this is used oil, and actually this is the last time I will be using this oil. Because what happens is, like I said before, when you're frying something and the flour accumulates on the bottom, whatever you're using, breadcrumbs, it doesn't matter what you're using, it's going to accumulate on the bottom of the pan, and you have to strain it the first time, the second time. This is my fourth time using this, and it's going in, out after this. And then I'll just start with fresh. 100% fresh. And right now, I'm going to let that finish. And you can follow these directions, or you can do it any way you like. Peace, love, and light. And also, in the back pan here, don't forget, right here I have some goat in that pan. Now that is goat cooking. I bought it chopped up at the Price Right. Already chopped up and everything. I washed it again anyways, even though it was clean, kind of. I washed it. Cleaned it my way. You can clean it your way. Then I added some seasonings. I'm going to turn it down now because it's cooking. I turned it up so that it could get to boiling real good. Now I'm going to turn it down really low, like on 2. And I'm just going to let it cook until it falls apart. To eat with some potatoes I made the other day. Some potatoes I made in a dish that I have in the fridge. I have some potatoes left over that I cut up in halves because they were small. Some of the small ones that I've whole. And I made sure that they were delicious. Put them in the oven. So I have some left over with some string beans. And that's what I'm going to eat that goat with. But meanwhile, back at the ranch. When it comes to liver, as long as the oil is really hot, you don't have to cook it a long time. Of course, you have to make sure it's done. I'm only going to cook this about 3 more minutes. That's it. And I'm taking it out. As you can see, I flipped it once. So it cooked on one side, I flipped it. And then I flipped it. I'm flipping it for the second time. The third time, I'm going to take it out. And that's going to be in another 3 minutes. So now I got to wash this out. I'm not saving that. I'm not saving that because what it does is sometimes you can save the flour. But sometimes you can't because that's liver that I just dressed up in this flour. So I'm not going to save some flour that I use liver with all that blood that liver has. You know, that's not what I do. And I would never want to use that flour cornmeal mix to do any kind of other meat in it. First of all, the blood is going to leave lumps. And even though I can strain the flour, I still wouldn't want to keep that because, like I said, it had liver in it, blood. And so I would not keep that. You know, I would not keep that. I think that would be contaminated. And, you know, that wouldn't be a good idea for me to keep that. And get that out the way so I don't have to worry about that later. Clean my sink out right here. Alright, now. Okie dokie. So, I think it's time for me to take this out. You know, like I said, it doesn't need to cook forever. It's liver, and you don't want to overcook it because you overcook it and it'll be very hard. You know, nobody wants hard liver, and that's why a lot of people don't eat liver. Because the person that's cooking it overcooks it, and it's hard. And I should have some paper towels under here, but it'll still come off the same, the oil. And as you can see, this piece, I'm going to flip it one last time. And that's it, and it's coming out. Now, as you can see, it's very tender to cut with a fork. I don't need a knife. I could use a knife. There's a couple of veins in there. And as you can see, it's done on the inside, like it should be. It's not overcooked. And it's very, very delicious. And I'm going to take it off this plate because now the oil is coming off. And give it 5 minutes for the oil to come off. This is good. Very good. Okay. And this one is done. This is done. Shrank a little bit. It doesn't need to stay in there forever. See? Oh, and it's delicious. And it's so tender. You let that drip off. Put it on the side that's not flat on the see. As you can see, the meat is not flat down. Because I want the oil to drain and I'm not using paper towels right now. So I'm not going to let it be just flat down on the plate because then it will absorb the oil. This way it won't absorb it. And I'm going to come back in here in 3 minutes and eat it. And right now I'm going to wait for this to cool off. This oil to cool. And then I'm going to come in here and put the oil, dispose of it the right way when it's cool enough. Because now, see, that's done. I'm not using that again. I could, but I won't. Okay. I might strain it in a real strainer and, I don't know, maybe. Keep a little, mix it with some fresh, maybe. After a while, oil gets stale, you know, and I don't like my oil to taste it. That flavors your food when it's stale and it's not good. That doesn't taste good. Okay, so anyhow, I'm all done right now. I'm going to heal myself some more. That's called living with lupus and escaping death. Okay, nothing really to laugh about. God is blessing me, and I have faith. But anyhow, there it is. And boy, is it good. I'm going to take this piece until that cools off and make me a sandwich. Peace, love, and light.